In the future, there will be Quiet Riot. What's going on, everybody? Was that pretty? I thought that was pretty exciting. A start to this whole thing. I wanted to do a video about the moment Quiet Riot completely was. I was like, what the fuck did you just do? I'm over it. The song did catch on to me, but we're going to learn a little bit about this song that Quiet Riot had and the video and all the ins and outs of it. Watch some of it. And I'd be curious if you can guess that song right now, if you already know what it is. But I wanted to go back in time with Quiet Riot. Wrap your mind around this if you can. Quiet Riot was the first heavy metal band ever to top the Billboard charts with Metal Health. I own that cassette tape. Okay? I got it for Christmas from a girl from school. Her name was Melanie, whom we had the little pet kisses and stuff. I was in about 5th grade. And I got her a little necklace. It was a gold necklace that had a little heart on it. And she come over and I was swinging on the swings. I remember this as plain as day. I was swinging on the swings and she came over and she says, "Hey, I've got you your Christmas present." And it was the Quiet Riot cassette tape. Back in the day, you were a Def Leppard head. And it seemed to me more like Cowboys was digging that stuff. Or you were Quiet Riot, you were moving over to the Motley Crues, the heavy metals and stuff like that. So join me on this fun journey, recollecting through my mind, and to the song that I said, what did you just do? Let's learn a little bit about Quiet Riot here from their Spotify, because Quiet Riot is a rock and roll phenomena. Famously described as the first heavy metal band to top the Billboard charts at number 1. The Los Angeles quartet became an overnight sensation thanks to the monstrous 1983 smash hit Metal Health and Come On Feel the Noise, which was a Slade cover that they did, was the second single, which was also huge for them. I mean, that's what really hit me, was that video for Come On Feel the Noise. Now, I have some discrepancies with this, because if you know anything about Randy Rhoads and stuff, this story tells a little differently. But it says here, the story of Quiet Riot begins in 1980 when Kevin DuBrow formed a new band under his own name. So this would have been the break from him and Randy Rhoads, right? And it says, working with Frankie Banali and a variety of musicians over the next few years before signing with Pasha CBS Records, and I do remember that Pasha logo, reverting back to the Quiet Riot moniker, which I'm kind of thinking was Randy Rhoads. Now, the reason why I say this is because if you read up on the Randy Rhoads Quiet Riot, Kevin DuBrow kind of forced himself on him. He was one of those guys that was just very energetic and always on him and just always about the business. And so they said, well, let's just go with it. Let's go with him. But I wanted to have you gotten any closer? Now, I loved the first record, but have you guessed what tune it was that made me just say, oh, I don't know if I can do it anymore? The Wild and the Young. Right here. Look at this. The times are changing, nothing stays the same for the jukebox generation. Now, I love that intro. Let's hear the intro bit. See if they don't ding me. Great. I loved that. This would be the first introduction into keyboards for these guys. I wasn't quite sure of. I liked my keyboards with, the Doobie Brothers and everywhere else, but I don't know where I was sitting with keyboards at that time when I heard them pipe in. But the Wild and the Young. We're going to discuss the music video, and then as you see, as a professional, what I've done here is I've got the video all queued up. We're going to stop it and start it, and I hope you join me on this. The Wild and the Young is a song by an American heavy metal band, Quiet Riot, released in 1986 as a lead single for their fifth studio album, but they call it QR3. Why? Because you've got Metal Health. We're talking classic Quiet Riot. Metal Health, Condition Critical, QR3. And as soon as I saw the QR3 art for it, I don't know, but they popped that first single off. So the song was written by Spencer Proffer. I don't know who he is. An American media and record producer. He is the CEO of Meteor 17. Quiet Riot Mental Health to teach the top pop charts, to hit the top charts. But Frankie Banali, Carlos Cavazo, Kevin DeBrow, with one of those kind of Creed-style wigs on. I just heard the news today. It seems my wife. You know, he's got that look going. Chuck Wright, I don't know who this guy is. And I do have another video I might pop up because I would like to know what happened in 1987, just a scant time. They've got somebody else singing The Wild and the Young, and it's not Kevin DeBrow, and I forgot all about that. The music video. Here we go. Remember this, what I got behind me like that? Wherever it is. Right like that. It's right there. Okay, so let's go for it. The song's music video was directed by Jeff Stein and produced by Michael Adder. It received its premiere on MTV on the 11th of July, 1986. I probably was tuned in right at that moment. Went on to achieve active rotation on the channel. It peaked at number 30 on the Cashbox Top 30 Music Videos charts. I don't remember that. Would people call, and each call would charge them, and the most money would be for the one that wins? Okay, this video, which has been described as a rock censorship satire, was inspired by the 1985 Senate hearings concerning explicit lyrics in heavy metal songs. Yeah, the PMRC. The video portrays Orwellian pictures of the future where a totalitarian government has banned rock and roll. And the opening text reads, "In the future there will be." I've really done a great job here. Which then cuts to a dictator repeatedly stating, "No rock and roll. No rock and roll." I'll let him do it. Armed forces are used to imprison musicians in detention zones. I mean, the video sounds greater than the song. Because this is not what I remember. Musicians in detention zones and guitars are thrown into shredding machines. At the detention zone, Quiet Riot successfully escaped through a utility hole in an underground storage. Guys. Let's see. Okay, in the future there will be, he said, no rock and roll.
No rock and roll. No rock and roll. No rock and roll. No rock and roll.
Yeah, and they've shot it. Yeah, that's safe.
No rock and roll. No rock and roll.
Well, look at that fancy fella. That Rudy Sarzi. Oh, this is just all the... Anyone wearing pirate clothes, they throw it in the chipper. There's the bro man. Look at him. Die! No one recognizes that's Mr. Banali behind that mask. That's great. I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Now I love it. Oh, that's the hole. That's the hole they were talking about. No rock and roll, no rock and roll. They're shredding the guitars. Quiet Riot successfully escaped through a utility hole in an underground storage. It didn't look like they were having such a rough time, though, finding it and stuff. They ran right over it. It's like a manhole. Watch. Right there. Hey, guys. Hey, wait a minute, guys. I found there's a fuming manhole. It's got some hot heat coming out of it. Who's going first? Kevin. Kevin's got to go first. He's the leader. And that's the high voltage. So it was a setup. Let's read that. Was that a setup? Quiet Riot successfully got to that hole under the ground to pick up the instruments with which they performed the song. By the end of their performance, the band are surrounded by military who are ordered by their commander to open fire. Dubrow then awakes on a tour bus to find himself surrounded by the rest of the band, and together watch an announcement on TV which states, in Washington, Congress has just passed legislation that requires record companies to reproduce song lyrics on all album jackets. Warning stickers must be affixed to alert. So he's waking from a dream to reality in a sense, because he's hearing about the PMRC thing. Warning stickers must be affixated to alert parents to explicit lyrics. I'll put that up. The government has also cited a rock and roll ban. That's not true, right? The government has also cited the rock and roll ban. Quiet Riot is one of their chief offenders in this ongoing controversy. The driver of the tour bus is revealed to be the military commander, suggesting Dubrow's nightmare was in fact real. Oh my God. We got to watch the whole video. Oh, while and the young we're all having fun. We're living our dreams. We're out on the run. Who's in the I love you so much. How do you do? No rock and roll. Oh yeah. Ooh, baby, you turn me on. I'm dreaming. Oh, they got to shave him down. I mean, he's got a look to him, doesn't he? He says, if I'm going to have that Ozzy Osbourne honeybee costume on, it can't be exactly the same. I need to have a little yellow sash. Go get the cheerleading squad down the road to do it, right? Now they're using the gold records of Quiet Riot to protect themselves. Guys, I don't want them to ding this video all to hell, but... The sun never sets. Sorry. You see the commander? And there's Frankie Benali doing the thing. Come on now. They got the report. Ordered to get him.
Just in Washington, Congress has just passed legislation that requires record companies to reproduce song lyrics on all album jackets. Warning stickers.
And it's her. She's the commander of all of this bad news.
Must be affixed to alert parents to explicit subject matter. The government has also cited the rock and roll ban.
All the bad guys sound that way. I mean, not too shabby. Critical reception for this fine piece of work now that I love deeply. I didn't like it at all before, but I do now. Upon its release, Nancy Eldridge of Billboard described The Wild and the Young as a semi-rebellious melodic metal. Cashbox praised it as a charging anthemic heavy metal cut. They considered it to have CHR potential. What's CHR potential? Contemporary hit radio. Did it? I feel like it was. It had that CHR potential with hooks that bite deep. It was a good, deep bite. and believe the band presented evidence of a widening audience on this scorcher. I mean, they added, a fierce vocal drives this tune, aided by a heavy and often lurking percussion. Fiery guitars and the distinctive metal mode gave it extra teeth, along with a rousing, defiant chorus. The wild and the young, we're all having fun. Gavin Report, oh shit. San Francisco-based radio industry trade publication, Gavin Report, if you're familiar. Big sounding, not too metal, careful not to stray too far away from the changing and repetitious Quiet Riot's known for. They even borrow a few 12-inch dance mix ideas on this middle section. See, and I wasn't happy with the 12-inch dance mix stuff. I wanted to get into the heavy. And I was a big, huge Quiet Riot fan. I did like him. No, this guy's going to go. What's he got to say? Bill Novak, not of the Sheboygan Press. It's the daily newspaper, the Sheboygan Press, gave the single a 3 out of 4 stars. And commenting, I'm not a heavy metal fan. I don't like it. But this single is quite good. I mean, it actually has structure. Something usually not found in headbanging music. Oh, Bill Novak, you ain't knowing the damn shit about nothing. You don't know nothing about nothing. In a review of the song's music video, Lydia Kolb of the Paducah Sun, that's a daily newspaper down there in Kentucky. It's owned by the family-run Paxton Media Group. You ever familiar? The Paducah Times felt it expressed some of what was this? Jill, Lydia. It expressed some of the exaggerated fears some people have about censorship, and noted that Dubrow is hardly recognizable due to his much longer wig. Keith L. Thomas of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution considered it to look like a cross between Mad Max, have you seen that movie, and a Woody Allen hilarious sci-fi classic. Did Woody Allen do sci-fi classics? Let's see, Mad Max, who's that on there? Mad Max is an Australian media franchise created by George Miller and Byron Kennedy. What did he say? He considered the song to be standard Quiet Riot with gut-busting drums, slashing guitars, and scream at the top of your lung vocals. Dave Cohen of the Arizona Daily Star was negative in his review, stating rock and rock video will do just fine without a self-indulging video defense from some heavy metal nimrods. All right, guys, so what do you think? Was that a fun video? I thought I had a little bit of fun with that. I mean, can you go wrong with Quiet Riot? I mean, this thing's going to be dinged all to hell, but let's hear that chorus once. The soul's on the run, the wild and the young. All right, Jesus, I'm done here. Join me for another deep dive into a deep video some way and somehow and sometime, okay? Swinging out and loving you so much. The wild and the young, we're all living free, we're having our fun.